Yeah, well, you win some, you lose some, I guess they say. Mamelodi Sundowns 4, Orlando Pirates 1 in the Betway Premiership. And yeah, we are 9 points behind the log leaders. It's looking like a race for second now. Yeah, no, ish. Where did it all go wrong? Was it our fault? Was it lack of players? Was it injuries? Was it the pitch? Was it the pitch? Ish, yeah, no. Let's dissect it, Mr. Coach Oraviang, because we need to get through this. We need to get through what? We need to get through who were the best players on the day, worst players on the day. Where was the game won and lost? Break down the highlights. How did the goals go in? Where did we win and lose the game? And yeah, man, we will just summarize the game so that people know what happened and they don't have to do the research and the keen eye observations that we did. So, before we kick off, please hit the like, subscribe to be notified, and share to our Buccaneers so we can grow the community. Danko in advance. Hey, it's all about Fit2. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Happy People TV Orlando Pirate fan channel. Yes, this is the post-match analysis for the very hard game to watch, hard pill to swallow against Mamelodi Sundowns when they beat us 4-1. Caraco Loftus Versfeld. Mr. Coach, I am joined by you, the technical director of the Happy People TV, here to analyze and dissect this here performance. Skipper and Lapo, Mr. Coach.
If it's a Pilarem show, confess. Pilarem show, good dog. It's football.
Is it? Where did it go wrong?
It's football. You know, Fitu, why I'm saying it's football, dog. Honestly, I don't point at anybody for what happened today. I don't think it's
you don't blame anybody.
Fault. Don't blame nobody. I think the coach got a few things wrong, one or two things wrong, but honestly speaking, I think our biggest issue was we couldn't play our game without pointing. Yeah, I'm getting there. Without pointing my finger at our defense, our two center backs, without directly pointing at them. Because of that pairing, we were unable to play our usual game, which is slow build up from our defense. We couldn't build up from the back, and that affected everything, bro. Means the press was too much for us. It means we couldn't get out of our defensive area. It ended up being boys against men because that one thing, and it's.
I think I agree with you partially, right? We didn't have our usual defense there, meaning we couldn't play out from the back the way we like to. But that's not only, it didn't only affect the pace of the build-up in terms of let me not say it didn't only affect the pace of the build-up. It didn't only affect the fact that we couldn't slowly build out from the back in an effective way. It also affected the fact that how the long balls are rolling. Primarily.
Exactly.
Then took the mantle when that wasn't there, and with him not there, then we don't even have a slow build up. 1, 2, we don't even have a quick long ball. Who do we now rely on that long ball? That change.
And he was quite terrible.
He was quite terrible, well. And he shouldn't be the primary man for those kind of things. Shouldn't be the primary. Okay. Okay. So I'll put that down as a point. One thing where we lost the game is that we didn't have a good consolidation phase. We didn't have it. And I think that's one of the things that I was actually worried about. Yeah. So yeah, okay, fair. I'm going to quickly run through the general stats, and then we're gonna go into maybe the next phase of the game, critical phase of the game that we feel like led to our downfall, Vandag. Anyway,
our demise,
in fact, progenitors of your own demise. Okay, so we conceded quite early. Gran Kekana with a goal in the 13th minute, and Lucas Ribeiro with a goal in the 27th minute. Sharpo. Overall, though, ball possession for 61% for Rona, 39 for Sundowns. So we had a total of 11 shots, and they had a total of 12. In Parona, we only got one on target, and they got, I believe, 8. We made way more passes than them, 437 passes to 279. Yeah, the battle will check at the tackles and whatever, but I think the other thing
Jones.
I'll look at is Mohlomongwe, and something like where the possession was
A heat map sort of,
dominated.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of thing like that. But when it comes to passes, funny enough, a lot of the passes were played in the middle of the park. Not many passes on our end of the field. So in the middle of the park, it was 38% passing, 85% go Afunya Sundowns, and 27% on our half. With 35% being in Sundowns' half, it means that we were in their half, but we didn't know what to do there. So when it comes to critical phases or game changes or things that define the game, right? I think another thing we have to discuss is the lineup, and the approach. What can you say about that?
I'm gonna take you a little of a step back, bro. Steve Bella once said it, man. Stats are like a bikini, bro. They don't show you everything. Yeah, that is stats say the 35%, 38%. Honestly speaking, bro, we were just playing
I just wanted to point out
sideways.
that we were doing that. Yes.
It's sideways, bro. Sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards.
Backward,
I
sideways.
don't even remember that 35% in Sundowns is half Naki Hopoli. I don't remember seeing any serious touches in that area. Um, we couldn't get there, bro.
Yeah.
We couldn't get to that side. Kudos to them. Their press was really dope, and it's such a to the fact that they affected our build-up play so much. And for Nale Shengo didn't come to the party. He had a lot of passes. He had a lot of passes on the ball.
Gopa, before we get to individuals, Haholo, lineup and approach. Because Shenko is actually part of that lineup and approach. So
I'm actually getting there. We expected to play the ball. Whenever a game starts Shenko on the pitch, you must know we expect to have a lot of the ball, and we expect to break through the lines right in the middle. And yet some moments we'll pull up a window, we expect to do a lot of playing on the ground and opening some spaces right there through the pockets. Unfortunately, for that to be possible, Shenko mustn't have his back to he mustn't
back
be
to
facing
goal
our
too
goal.
much. You're right.
He was facing our goal way too much, bro.
Okay, that's an interesting observation.
And because of that, he was forced. Okay, it was so much factors, and okay, by the way, because I'm gonna tear into him a lot.
It's or a midfield or yeah.
I'm gonna show you how they tie together. It's not about Kogi. I'm not angry at him, dog. I told you about this off air. I don't point at him, but he's a reference of what went wrong. Jamini, when he had those times on the ball where he ended up playing sideways and backwards, unfortunately, he's playing that ball to an uneasy Kogi. And how can I say, not sharp. Kogi wasn't as sharp, and because that ball that goes there doesn't make its way back to Kabelo Shamin, doesn't make its way back to Tito on its way from Dagombrao, and the press would kill us. We couldn't find our way into the middle of the park and into the
attacking that hunt.
In space, because
in space.
We were lacking that one part from our centre back. It's part of our gameplay. We play with our centre back.
Yeah.
And okay, so our lineup was meant to help fix that. And Kere, especially Mbasana Sokolanyana, was getting us out of the defensive third into the other phases. So Dlamini was meant to come in and balance that out and help us play on the ball. But again, for Dlamini to do that correctly, he needs his centre backs to be at their best. And if Twanza Trepepolo too, if he's nervy on the ball, Shenko has no time. And Lena Shenko wasn't the best, honestly speaking. He wasn't the best. And because of that, our game plan was out the window. Aksabu Amfetuka Tito Lemfukeng, and the other phase ball wasn't even getting there in the first place.
Okay, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. How to work out, line up, and approach.
Mm.
Okay, so Shenko starts it. It's actually kind of a catch-22 now. It's why?
Yeah.
Because Shenko starting, it's usually a disadvantage how it's along. IAB, the other team is pressing or dominating the midfield in such a way where we need to do a lot of running backwards, right?
Sure.
That's when Mbata's best. So it's kind of like Jose got the memo that they're not going to want the ball. I think maybe if we had been watching Sundowns a bit more, or if we had a Sundowns fan on the channel for a preview, but commenting but whether Sundowns has really been playing with less possession these days or not. But it seems like we knew, okay, these guys are gonna play with less possession, so let me put Shenko on. But with that said, I feel like Mbata would have been better. Why? But yes, Shenko does provide a long range shot threat, but it's usually in a cutback situation, not in a chaotic situation, if you know what I mean. He needs his time to pick his spot. And
Hold on. I'm sorry, dog. I still think. Oh, look, I might be the only one who feels this way because I've heard what you're saying a lot. Mbata shot this, Mbata provides that.
Do you know what? Do you know what it's all about? Do you know what it's all about?
Hold on. This Mbata threat, Mbata threat.
Mm-hmm.
We did not even get to that part of the pitch, and Mbata wasn't going to help us get to that part of the pitch.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Sure.
I agree with you. Okay, Fede. All I'm saying is that the press turns out different knowing who Mbata.
Does it really?
Yes, it does. Because
okay, why do you say that?
Because when Mbata's there, they know well, okay, let me just say this. When Mbata's there, the way Omakang Batu, if you're gonna say, okay, this is Makaula and this is Tito, let's put more men on Tito, it gives Mbata space. And when Mbata has that ball in that certain kind of space, that let's say Dlamini is trying to put in a dope through pass in. It's either you chase down Dlamini or you make sure he doesn't get the pass through, but you don't close him down as quickly as you need to close down Mbata in certain areas of the pitch. So what I'm trying to say is that he would have caused more problems for their press because they would think of closing him down too quickly, which might open up space for other things to happen. So what I'm saying is that when he's there and you're thinking of his threat, that, hey, this man can shoot from far, the pressing comes out different. Sometimes you can give Shenko maybe a bit more space to turn around and pass back and things like that, and then go press the defenders kind of thing, because Shenko's doing what? You know Shenko's going to be looking for a pass. So instead of pressing Shenko, rather stop his passes is what you do when Shenko's on the field. When Mbata's on the field, you think don't let him turn around and face the goal. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, it provides a different dynamic. It really does. That's why Mbata works best. Lamini works best in the second half, because Mbata halting first half, it's a bit more chaotic. And then when Shenko comes on, he calms it down. So what they did to us is that they did not allow us to do anything calm, Young Todd. So that's where I'm coming from.
Was really good, yeah.
Yeah. So when we play with Mbata, it's more about letting your pirates out like a speed say one. So it's a bit more chaotic. So what I'm trying to say is that we lacked an element of chaos in this game.
I'm sorry, and I might be one of the minority in the fan base that don't think Mbata was going to improve our chances in any way in this game.
No, sharp. That's fine. Okay. But we are agreeing that a critical phase of the game that we lost out in was the midfield was basically affected by the defense. So it was A, the defense, and B, the midfield, and the midfield was also affected by the defense. And yeah, it is a, what do they call it? Trickle effect, or a maybe it's an
domino
effect. Yeah, sure. Okay, Fade. Attack wise, do you have anything to say, or since we are saying we are outclassed, outgunned, and outmatched, Ke kae mo ba re out-matchileng teng that you think we can improve for the next game? An area we can improve in for the next game.
A tough game, tough question, bro.
Or for the next encounter against these guys, because the next game won't be against an opposition like this. But
To
yeah,
be completely honest, dog. To be completely honest, first of all, I hate to be that guy, but it's facts.
Mm.
When you're competing at this level, you need to strengthen and improve your squad
Yes.
during transfer windows.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be an I told you so guy, but it's facts.
Yeah.
You look at the squad, getting Vandaag Sundowns. You look at their centre back, their new acquisition Suarez, and you look at Jaden Adams. First of all, Jaden Adams was a difference in midfield. They won the midfield battle.
Yeah.
And he was the difference. That 25M, how much they look at 20 million, 25, however they much they spent on him.
They spent what they needed to spend to get what they needed. Yeah.
Azor never shot about a center back, coach Sundowns.
Yeah.
They have the young boy Malibonga Koza.
Yeah.
They have them, and they still went down to the market and got a Suarez. You strengthen. You strengthen, and I feel like
at the end of the day,
we didn't lose that game so much tactically. Like, I have a few questions at Jose, but I don't blame his tactics. I look at the squad, and honestly, starting 11, pound for pound, we were never going to win that game. Jose had to win it tactically. He had to pull
the rabbits out of the masterclass. Yeah, true that.
Now, the second fixture, different game, obviously. I expect to have at least one of Sesane and Enda fit and available to play. And I genuinely believe that was a huge difference, bro. I think if you have Sesane and Enda in the pitch, a different game entirely.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say his name again. But him being on the pitch was a huge liability. It costed Riding. And
whose fault was that, though?
Nobody's fault,
market,
bro.
Transfer market.
By the way, I want to acknowledge Mfetu Huri. We never spoke about this while it was happening.
Yeah.
Mr. Stanley Skrima Shabalala, may his soul rest in peace. This is the first transfer window. Eki Hopolang Nakamashwaka. I don't know. Since I support the Pirates, because I can't remember a transfer window if it's signing anybody, honestly speaking.
How long have you been supporting Pirates?
I remember since 04. I remember everything from before. I can hopefully sign anybody in transfer window. And the fact that
no. I get win something to transfer. So
what?
Sorry, not winter, but it's a January transfer window. Usually, what we do at January is that maybe we'll get. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about us.
January.
Okay, sharp.
Last season, January. Tabitolo Beats.
Okay.
Rasabuch. There was a third guy that I'm forgetting.
Talent
Mbata, thank you.
Yeah.
3 players, 2 of which were part of our starting 11 at the time. The Stanley Skrima was around, and we needed those players, and they did add to our squad. That's how we actually know. I don't know who's in charge of that. Okay, I can't get my percentage right now, but that's a fact, bro. And now the thing is, we have to go through the season with the same squad we have right now, and we are being exposed for that.
Yes, we are.
You have to compete. Okay, but sharp. Like I'm saying, dog, the centre back thing. We didn't know we'd lose Sesane and Fitch. Sesane was a huge blow.
Yeah.
Huge blow.
Yeah.
Leonard didn't want to start this game himself. I think Leonard Kava, he wasn't he wasn't ready for the game. It's tough things went against us.
Yeah. The pitch?
It's Sundowns played on the same pitch. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, and Sundowns had 39% possession.
And
he didn't need the pitch. We were playing with the pitch, and they were like,
yeah, bro.
Pitch inspection, long ball, boss. Asian pitch. How good is Sundowns and how good is Orlando Pirates? Granted, look, we're playing against a team that made signings. A, we didn't. B, so they've strengthened. We're basically weaker. by that logic, right?
Yes.
The next thing is that what? We had injuries. And they basically had a full
Yes.
squad. So however
They were missing. Hold on. They didn't have a full squad.
yeah.
They're missing Mshishi. They're missing
Mhm.
Kulisum Dao.
Yes.
They're missing Mtobi Mvala. Lemang, the centre back.
Hence the
Okay,
signings. Okay, fade. Fade. And they went into the window knowing that they're missing players.
they invested,
And we
bro.
also knew. We just kept on saying, I know you guys like to rely on your youth and everything, but are we gonna
Dog,
survive like
I'm
this?
gonna make
Are
one
we gonna
example,
survive
bro.
like this? Are we gonna survive like this? Yeah.
Every time Makaula went down, my heart stopped.
And it will continue to be like that.
I was like, oh my
For the
goodness, wait
next
a
game,
second.
and
If
the
this
game
guy
after
comes
that,
off
and the game after
stretcher,
that. Yeah.
Agnaplan.
Yeah.
Agnaplan. And
Yeah.
look, Peter, we lost this game in the transfer window, bro. Honestly speaking, lost this game in
We
the transfer
lost
window.
this game in the transfer window. Mr. Coach, Barca 4. Is that a true reflection of the level of the teams right now? And with your answer, I would like to know what you are predicting for the league now that we are like this.
Bro, it's not the end of the world, man. It was one fixture. It's 3 points at the end of the day. I look at the context as well. Nda or Sesani or both being on the pitch, different scoreline entirely. I have again now when I want to look at the coach, Mahopa Futor guy next. Please stop starting him. Your fries. He's not gonna score goals for us. Don't chase. Okay, don't chase. But there's
Because
that
he's there.
pullback. There's that opportunity. Marco, by the way, I think was our best player today. There's a cross, there's a low cross that Marco plays that Hotto just balloons over the net.
Yes.
Mabasa in that opportunity, in that same position. I'm not saying he will score it, but I'm also not saying he won't.
Yeah.
With the fully foot squad, and I think that Lamini let us down a little bit, but I can't blame me too much. I think
Thank you. Segue. What about Mufugeng?
Oh my goodness, he's going through a rough patch, bro. Okay, transfer window. Transfer window because we should not be relying wholeheartedly, completely on Mofokeng. If he's having a bad game, have the option to pull him off for Christ's sake. Why? But how many times did you see Mofokeng like this? Option. Because he's got 3 men marking him. Obviously, they've done his research on him now. He's not just going to be roaming alone. He's got 3 men on him if the other team has done their research correctly. And he has no options.
Especially in the first half, because Hotto wasn't there. I feel like even though Mufokeng likes to drift inside, I feel like the fact that Hotto can invert and go down the outside, it gives Mufokeng a chance to polo. Leshebile was going down the outside, and Leshebile who can he pass to on the inside. So with Marco there, all he's got is an overlap. And I'm curious to know how you feel. How did you feel about the combination on the left hand side, like our left hand side today,
bro?
Especially in the first half.
Like I said, I actually thought Marco was our best player on the pitch today. So,
but our left hand side in combination,
he was on the left. So I'm getting to that. I thought Marco did everything that he could, but we couldn't get the balls there to that side enough. And also, link up takes 2 players. Mofokeng did it again. He's got 3 players on him. So 3 players on him. That means he's almost eliminated. That leaves Marco alone. And I think he had 1 or 2 runs on that side that were pretty decent runs, pretty good runs. He also played, I think, 2 or 3 crosses into the box as a result of that, but nothing came from it. So combinations. Not too much. I mean, again, Dlamini kind of let us down, so they didn't have a lot of link up play with Dlamini in terms of forming a triangle between himself, Hotto. I mean, look at Hotto. Marco, Dlamini, Mofokeng couldn't play a triangle much, but again, Mofokeng was attracting more pressure on him. So he had to release the ball. And letting if it like he couldn't affect the game that much. I think look, he wasn't as bad as he was in the previous game, to be honest. I think he had a better game. But not as many options. Mahoba dog. Ish.
Mfethu, yeah, look, we don't know what to say. I don't know how to motivate anybody. All I can say is what I heard from you earlier today, that luckily we don't have to play anybody on the level of Sundowns in the league
Sure.
every week. And it is what it is. I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Anything that you would like to say to summarize, or just to a message for Amapagania?
Mfethu, unlike Mapagania, honestly, I blame nobody. It's nobody's fault. The coach had to play Kogi. He had no choice. And I honestly believe that's why we lost the game.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have it, Mapaganea. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That is our post-match analysis of the 4-1 loss against Mamelodi Sundowns. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. We don't know what to say. We don't know how to dress it up. We don't know how to shoot you guys. We don't know how to make this any better than it actually is. All we can say is that Rejewe, we are 9 points behind with the game in hand. Mara the game in hand, Reditsiba, Hadi 2C, Hotanale, points on the board. How do you feel about the game? Where did we win the game? I mean, where did Sundowns win the game and where did we lose the game? You know, was 4-1 a fair reflection of the game? I would like to hear your thoughts, but fair too.
Could have been
We
six.
need each other now. We need each other,
It could have been.
Mapaganea. Yeah, I know. Happy People TV. I'm your host, KP, joined by Mr. Coach. See if I love about fit, so you guys will tell us. Danko.